Hi everybody, it's Mr. Specht here for a very important drawing practice. I'm excited to go through this with you. This is called the contour line drawing technique. It is one that you should become very, very familiar with. When I talk about drawing, I know that makes a lot of you nervous, but I don't want you to be nervous because this technique is very different from the way most of you, I would say all of you, draw. Okay, the contour line technique is not meant to look realistic. It is meant to show details, but it is not meant to look realistic. That should excite many of you because realism is hard to do well. The other thing is this technique will help you to become a better artist and a better designer. That's from the struggling drawer to the most talented drawer. This will help you improve no matter what level you're at. All right, so contour line. What are the rules, Mr. Specht? What are the rules? Number one, you want to focus on details. You want to focus on details for this one. Number two, it's not meant to look realistic. It's not meant to look like a sketch. It should not look realistic like a realistic drawing. It should not look like a sketch. Okay? What should it look like? Number three, it should be one smooth and continuous line. We're going to draw this whole thing. Oh my gosh, this is going to scare some of you. It's a challenge. We're going to draw this whole thing using one smooth continuous line. Not many of you draw that way. I don't personally draw that way, but that's just part of this technique, this part of this practice. One smooth continuous line. Number four, I think we're on number four. Number four, pay more attention to your model than you do your paper. Most of us, when we draw, we spend the majority, I would say 99.9% of our time looking at the paper. For this one, you want to try to focus on the model as much as possible. Number five, if you do pick up your pencil, start where you left off. So that way you can continue your line and everything will be done using one line. I think that's it. Is that five? Yeah, I think that's it. If I think of any other rules as we go along, I will let you know. What are we going to be drawing today? Well, let's start out with something simple. I'm going to be drawing my hand. Very good. I should also mention that I draw with my right hand, so my model is going to be my left hand. You want to use whatever hand you do not draw with. So my hand is going to be sitting right off to the side here on the side of my paper, so you will not see it while I'm drawing here, but you'll know it's there. All right. Put your hand in a very simple pose, just a flat pose like that, off to the side of your paper. Just a very simple pose. We're not looking for anything difficult on this particular picture. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to put my pencil to, I'm going to start, I think, right where my wrist is. And I'm going to start drawing using one line. So my whole thing is going to be done using one line. I know this sounds weird. If I see any shadow along the way, I'm going to outline that shadow. And when I first start drawing, you're all thinking, man, that does not look like a hand. That looks like some weird road map or something. And that's kind of what it is. It's kind of like a road map, the contour line drawing technique. Like if you've ever seen like Google Maps where it's like, here's how you get from here to there. That's kind of what it's like. I'm going to go around my finger and I'm going to look at all the little details and I'm going to continue to draw those details using one single line. I never leave from the one line, I never pick up my pencil, and I spend as much time looking at my model as I do my paper. Matter of fact, if you can, look at your model more. Try to spend more time. Can you start to see that first finger coming out? This is a hard technique. I have done this a ton. I have taught this over the course of 17 years of teaching. At the time of this video, chances are by the time you saw this video, if this is years down the line, it's probably more than 17 years. So 17 plus years of teaching kids how to do this drawing technique. And you can already see my hand, my fingers coming out. I do not expect yours to look like this. As a matter of fact, your first one, I'll be happy if your first one looks like a hand. And sorry, my dog was barking in the background. I apologize. All right, I'm coming up here for my ring finger. You can start to see some of the details in here. Again, I do not expect yours to look like mine. But the important thing to remember, it is not meant to look realistic. It might not look like a hand when you're done, and that's okay. What I do want to see is that you notice lots of these details. I want to see the knuckles, I want to see the fingernails, I want to see you noticing details and trying to put them in there. Whether they look realistic is a whole nother story. They probably won't look realistic, and that's okay. But I want you to try to document all those details as if it was a roadmap of all the details of your hand. I'm already up here to the middle finger, coming back down. I also want to make a point. What happens if I do pick up my pencil? Okay, if you pick up your pencil, what I'm just going to ask you to do is make sure you go back to where you left off and continue from there so it can all be done using one line. I can't stress that enough. That's something that I'll say multiple times here, and I know I'll still have students that don't really recognize what I'm saying. Everything should be done using one single line. If you can do that for me, that would be great. Going through here, there's the middle finger done. We do not fill, you notice I'm outlining some of the shadows on my hand. I'm outlining them, but you'll notice that at no point am I actually filling them in like shadowing. I know some of you know how to shadow, but I'm not actually doing that for this particular unit. Again, I apologize. My dog thinks that there's a stranger outside. Coming down here, working around this finger. All right, so picking up right around here, seeing some of the shadow. And coming up around the side of the thumb. Can you tell it's a hand? I hope you can. I hope you can tell that this is a human hand. Even though it doesn't look realistic, I hope you get all the details. I hope you can see all that stuff. And there you go. That is a contour line drawing of a hand. So, how many of these do I want you to get done? I would like you to get done, I'd like you to do 3 of these inside your sketchbook or on a piece of drawing paper. I think 3 different hands would be good. Do 2 this way, and then if you want to do something interesting with your hand, of course something school appropriate, you can do that as your 3rd drawing. But get about 3 of these done so you can get comfortable with your drawings. And then we'll go from there. Give it a try, and then I should have a little bit of a response, a couple questions I want you to answer at the end to see how you did. And good luck, guys. Remember, don't worry about being realistic. Focus on the details. One smooth and continuous line, not a sketch, not realistic, and focus on those details. I know I said that multiple times, but really that's the important part of contour, is noticing details. Goodbye. Good luck, kids.